He came from one of the toughest areas of Phoenix. Also, his best league, of course. Praying for his safety and
got people on the deep end talking about it. You better get your ass involved. You better get involved.
I just gotta say, when it comes to mortality,
Different.
For sure, and they would have thrown it off because
This guy gets off you.
Mother from and I go to bed every night like G man, I promise you that What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here with Kelly K9. We getting this thing rolling, and it's, what's standing between me and a 9-hour drive, start of vacation is this show. But when you're talking Cowboys, Eagles, NFC East, man, it's going to get me hype. It's going to get me ready. So you guys make sure you hit that subscribe, like, share if you're rolling in. If you're some Eagle fans, we love, we're going to love to get some dialogue. And we got our Eagle man he's going to represent and defend his team, no doubt about it. But before we get rolling, Kelly, how are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm not going on a long vacation, but it's a weekend, so I'm going up. Kind of got a little family reunion thing this weekend with my family, and so that's going to be fun. Looking forward to that. We're gonna actually celebrate like the 4th of July a little bit early the weekend before, so we're gonna drink alcohol in excess and blow shit up. So I mean, what better way to celebrate family than it's fireworks, family, and I think I said fuckery the other day. That's the 3 of So
no, it's gonna be good. So before we get going, the contest is you're finishing the last week. So again, I want to spread the word again. If you guys have an opportunity for a VIP experience in training camp 2024, flying out to Oxnard, all expenses paid. All you got to do is just go into the website. I'll put it in the chat. You log in. There are some restrictions, for some stupid reason on gambling. It is restricted in a few states. So if your state is not one of them, I'm sorry about that. Florida's not one, believe it or not. Even though we legalized sports betting and stuff like that, they still don't have everything in there. So it's definitely an opportunity to get out there. And like I said, I want, and I know Kelly does, we want someone from the cave representing, and that way they can be our boots on the ground and kind of get everything rolling, give us a little flavor of it. So make sure if you guys haven't already to check that out. So did I cover that, Kelly?
I think you covered it. You covered it nice. You got the bases covered.
Well, let's get this thing rolling, and we're going to be bringing one of our good friends. He's an Eagle, but he's a good friend, man. We can be a friendly rivalry until we play each other. But my man Smitty, how's it going, my man? How's it going?
no, it's blessed, man. You know what I'm saying? Blessed to be on here, man. To, chill with y'all guys again, man. Back again, man.
Yeah. No, we're
well, yeah, it's good. It's good to have you back. I mean, we can, I think we've shown in the cave that there can be rivals and some smack talk with a mutual respect. I mean, I will say that the flag behind you offends me, but listen, I know you're a good dude, man, and I know you.
This one? No, it couldn't be this one. No, it couldn't be that flag. It couldn't be this one, could it? It couldn't be these, could it? No.
All of the above, man. All of the above.
Hold on.
That one ring really offends me.
It wouldn't be this hat with it. It wouldn't be this hat with it. You know what I'm saying? This Super Bowl year NFC Championship hat. It wouldn't be this one, would it?
All
right, we're gonna get into it, but Smitty, just let everybody know. I know you're streaming on your channel, so hey, if you guys are Cowboy fans, I like subscribing to great content. Smitty, he's got definitely one of the best, good insight, and I like to go behind enemy lines and hear what he's got to say. So my Cowboy fans, this is the guy you want to subscribe to if you're looking for some behind enemy lines content. So where can they all find you?
If you're looking for me on YouTube, you can find me at 4133 the podcast. I'm putting out good content every day, man. I'm live 4 times a week, so you can catch me there at 4133 the podcast. And if you're lazy and don't want to come to YouTube and you stuck on Twitter, you can find me at Smitty Eagle 373. I live stream into the regular season on Twitter. You can catch all the live streams there too.
Yeah, and we do the live stream, and these lazy guys got to get over to YouTube for you and me, and they got to hit that subscribe. I mean, that's the only way you help us out. It don't cost you nothing, but that's the way to get things rolling. So let's get started. So the year, we're not going to go back into the whole year, but the Eagles kind of, they didn't finish the way I'm sure you hoped. Dallas fans, sure the hell that playoffs didn't finish the way we hoped, and the season didn't end the way I think both of us were very disappointed in how things shaped up. So kind of reset where you were when the season ended and kind of where you're at today. Did you get kind of over it? Are you still pissed off? Are you still concerned, or are you kind of buying back in that you guys did enough in the offseason to really get you back where you need to be?
All right. So end of the season, after the debacle in Tampa, I was very upset. I was fuming because there's too much talent on this team to really fall like that. You lose a game to Seattle to Drew Lock. He pretty much, I don't even know what to say. He was diabolical that game. He abused James Bradbury. He found a way to win. Then you lose to Arizona. You lose a game to the Giants. You lose a game to y'all, obviously by 20. We lose by 23 to those guys in San Francisco. So we got off the trails. Like we was 10-1 going into that San Francisco game. I was still not excited though because it didn't look how I wanted it to look. It looked a little shaky. It looked a little just we winning because we got the better talent on the field. And I know you don't win football games like that for long, right? So we end up in a situation where coaching just wasn't to the T, performance went to the T, execution went to the T. It just wasn't a good product on the field for 17 weeks. People want to say, oh, y'all was 10-1. I'm like, it really wasn't good. Those 11 weeks we was winning either. It just wasn't well. You know what I'm saying? We just didn't look good. It wasn't to the standard, as we would say, right? So going into the off season, I thought it was things we needed to do 100%. Obviously, I didn't think we would address running back. Obviously, didn't think that was going to happen. So I thought Swift would be back in the building, but to replace Swift with Saquon Barkley is obviously something to be excited about to see, change. We did bring in y'all guy as the offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore.
Well, how do you feel about that? And don't be lying because I know you were shit talking him when he was with the Cowboys, laughing at us at some of the right, Kelly? Come on, Kelly.
No.
You know that
I didn't kill. Listen, I killed Kellen Moore in the moments where he should be killed, and I still got the same worries for him. He is fancy a little bit. He get a little cute. Up 15, up 20, and you still got the quarterback back there throwing the ball when it's not necessary. So I'm still the same. I'm still as I was when he was with the Cowboys. I think he made a lot of bad mistakes, even though Dak Prescott had to take the blame. It was Kellen Moore. He obviously didn't put the best position when you should have Zeke and Pollard running the ball in that Jags game in 2022. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are up. It's no need for Dak to still be throwing y'all up double digits in the fourth quarter. It should have been run game. So I'm hoping he has learned from his mistakes, but that is my biggest problem. But I know one thing. We won't be 3rd and 3 with an all-out blitz calling 4 verticals. I bet that much. I'll bet that much. At least he gonna call some. He gonna call the. Shout out to Chris for the super chat, man. If y'all want to read the super chat,
go ahead, Kelly.
Yeah, just to say, it's he put the super chat in there. Evening, boys. I think we can all agree it's gonna be a 2-team race between Dallas and Philly because we all know New York and Washington ain't shit. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Appreciate the super chat too.
You can't tell they fans that. Well, one fan base. The other fan base is kind of accepting. They don't like Daniel Jones, so they accept it. But the Washington Commanders, I have heard some egregious things from that side of the fence.
Yeah.
Well,
For a team that ain't won double digits in a long time, and a team that ain't won 11 since 91. They on that 11 train pretty hard. I've heard a lot of 11-6 come from over there, and I don't see where it's coming from. I guess they think they're gonna reincarnate y'all, but I know one rule that I don't never go against. When the Cowboys give up an offensive lineman, he either no good or too old. And they very high on Tyler Biadasz. And I'm like, listen, The Cowboys gave him to you? Oh yeah, he ain't no good. He washed. He threw.
Yeah.
Just like when we got DeMarco Murray. When we got DeMarco Murray, I told everybody, man, he ain't coming over here to do nothing. Look exactly what he did. He ain't do nothing. The Jets too. The Jets think they got Tyron Smith, and we happy he gonna come over here. Y'all gonna get them same 9 games Dallas got, and it might not be 9.
Yeah.
Now I do think with Washington, I do think that they picked up some nice pieces. I mean, I like what they did in their draft. I like they got some key additions in the offseason. So I think they did some things nice. I don't think they're going to be a threat this year. A lot of it is going to hinge on their quarterback play. Honestly, I mean, if depending on if their rookie comes out and if he has a
I told you. That's
a year like Stroud, maybe. I mean, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a performance, a really good performance from their rookie quarterback. I just don't see that happening this year. I don't think but I mean, I could see 7 or 8 wins out of Washington.
It's 10-7.
That's kind of what I
see that.
Definitely don't think they're not hitting double digits.
No, that's not
What
going
do
to
you
happen.
think, Mike?
No, I don't think Washington.
Yeah, no.
Washington's not going to be a play. They're not going to be a player. I mean, unless Daniels is unbelievable. I mean, unless he's like C.J. Stroud kind of season. I just don't think they're going to get it done.
Mike,
I think the Giants.
I got a question for you.
Yeah,
you a University of Miami fan?
Yeah, and I know you're in Florida, so I don't know if you're a fan of the U, but I am a big. I grew up in South Florida, in the 305. Oh, you're Florida State. We are going to beat your ass this season.
No, you're not.
It's coming, and you know it, and you don't
the
want.
The train will keep rolling.
Come down to 305, and we'll get this thing rolling because I'll be there to see that ass whooping. And you better
Mike. It. We coming again, baby. You know what it is.
No, you got
I seen it. Hey, look, I never seen the hands back there last time with the,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the,
no, that's a Cuts by Jones special. My man Cuts by Jones, and maybe
we'll
make
a lot. It is fire.
Maybe we'll make a little bet. Maybe we'll make a little side bet between that game and if the Knowles by some miracle pull it out, maybe I will.
Why would it be a miracle?
I'll pay for a custom bet for you.
Why would it be a miracle though?
Because we're 10 times better than you guys. You guys don't have
it. Bro, y'all got Cam. Hold on, wait. You got Cam Ward, and all of a sudden you 10 times better than me?
You have no quarterback. Cam Ward is
I got DJ Uiagalelei. I got DJ. I'm good.
Oh my God. How many schools has he been to? Yeah, how many schools he been to?
He can't go nowhere. He been to 2. He went to Oregon State, and he went to
Clemson. He stinks.
He didn't. Well, in Clemson, they had a slew of quarterbacks coming in, man.
I thought we're supposed to be hating each other. Now you're gonna make are you doubling down about my Canes and my Cowboys? Is that what we're doing here?
Hey man, we rivals on all ends. I hope we ain't rivals in basketball too.
I'm not a huge fan, but I'm a Miami Heat fan because I grew up in South Florida. So. Yeah. What are you, Orlando, or are you the Knicks?
Hold on. You said your basketball team is who?
Miami Heat.
Oh, I'm not. Well, technically speaking, I'm an LA Laker fan. But right now I'm on pause until that LBJ, not the junior, the senior. When he leaves, then I'll be a fan again. I can't listen. I'm a Kobe fan. Y'all know how it was with Kobe and LeBron. I had real hate. I can't switch it up.
No, I get it. I'm surprised you're not a Cowboy fan because usually the Cowboy fans are usually Laker fans. It usually goes hand in hand sometimes.
Yeah, I get told that all the time. How did you become an Eagle? I guess I just picked the good side. I don't know.
Because I thought like Philly isn't Philly like it's like because I've got a lot of friends who are Eagle fan, and if it's Philly, you got to be Philly for everything. You got to be the Sixers.
That's how it is.
You got to be all of that, right?
I hate the Sixers. I hate the Sixers in the process. And I'm a Boston Red Sox, so I ain't got no love for the Phillies. I'm good.
Now, did you grow up in South Florida or in Florida in general? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I grew up in Florida. Yeah.
So that's the problem. Like, and that's why I try and tell people is like, I grew up in Florida. We had no baseball. We had no basketball. All we had was football, and my older brother was a Dolphins fan, and I wasn't going to be a Dolphins fan. So then I became a Cowboys fan.
My brother's a Tampa fan.
Oh, I feel bad for him. Except he whooped y'all's ass a couple times.
Hey, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. He got a couple memories against me too. That's crazy.
Let's get back on track. You and I are going to do a Canes Florida State show. We're definitely going to do that. But I want to get, and then Kelly want Kelly in there on this as well. So as an Eagle fan, so you saw what happened, right? You see the Cowboys, you see Jerry Jones all in and all that other stuff. Very, not an active offseason. I thought we had a pretty decent draft, filled some needs, but again, the pressure is going to be on our draft picks. The guys that we even got last year got to step up. So, I mean, what was your honest observation? You see what's going on with Dak and CD. I mean, what's your thoughts of the Cowboys offseason?
I don't like how y'all wait, man. I think I don't know about the Dak situation, right? I'm kind of in between, right? Because I believe if he's asking for what he's asking for, it's a little bit out of the range of really what he's earned. I don't like pocket watching, so I don't like to tell somebody what they're worth, right? But I think CD Lamb should definitely have been taken care of. I don't think all these other guys should be in front of CD. CD Lamb has put in his work. He showed his worth. I think Jerry them should. I mean, I don't know what the holdup is. Y'all might could tell me more on the insides of why they haven't paid these guys. But I really do believe CD Lamb should have been paid in the lines of before any of these other guys like Justin Jefferson and them. I don't think we should have had the opportunity to pay AJ Brown and Devontae Smith before y'all had the opportunity to pay CD Lamb. I don't know what the holdup is, but I know that holding up, the price is going up. So I believe it should have been some moves made. And then I know y'all are very good at drafting, right? I know y'all are pretty good on the inside. Y'all don't really believe in bringing in too many pieces. But I think y'all could have helped yourself by bringing in a little bit of things from the outside world. But we will see, because y'all are always pretty good at not bringing in too many free agents, but still being able to be a 10-plus win team. So that is that. But I think y'all should have paid CD. I don't know what it looks like when you try to pay him later. If you let is there another receiver that has to get paid? Isn't Tyreek Hill trying to deal also right now?
I don't know if he was trying to work a deal. I saw he said he was going to retire after his contract, but that could be leverage. I mean, but Justin Jefferson.
But I know at the beginning of the offseason he wanted to be highest paid, and then Justin Jefferson is now highest paid. So I'm just looking at it like, is CD Lamb gonna come out and want to break the bank, or is he gonna give the team friendly deal? Because how it seems, he wants the money. It doesn't seem like he's trying to be team friendly right now. He wants to get paid.
No.
And
Kelly, tell him the Cowboys philosophy. Tell him the Cowboys philosophy this offseason. You're well in tune with the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, come on, Kelly. Break it down.
I mean, we're all in. I mean, we're all in. Come on, we're all in. You know what? We're all in suspense, waiting for Jerry to fucking do something. Is what we're all in, man. I agree. I think we draft well. So I never really criticize, moves made in the draft, but I feel like the Cowboys just have really leaned so heavily on the draft that now that I feel like they've gotten almost cocky with it, to where they're like, we don't even need free agents anymore. Like, you have to find that middle ground to where it's like, okay, we may not need all of them. Like, you can't go out and snag them all. You can't get everybody. It seems like every time there's a free agent, everybody in Cowboys Nation wants them. Like, let's get this guy. You can't do that, but you can get some of these guys, And I feel like one of our weaknesses right now is running back position. I think the running back position is weak. I don't like that running back room at all. Zeke doesn't really move the needle for me in terms of him coming back. I mean, I like him as a teammate. I like him as a guy who can be a leader, a veteran presence, a good run blocker, but there was running backs out there to be had, and they weren't going for like really high price tags. So the Cowboys could have afforded themselves at least to get a good running back, to where it's like, all right, we know we got a guy that, fourth quarter, you're trying to run the clock out. We got a guy that we can just feed the ball. Like, I don't feel like we got that on the roster right now. I feel like we've got some question marks there. So, our philosophy is just to wait until the waiting thing too. That's what they've been doing. They did that with Dak when the Philly went out and gave Carson Wentz his deal. They got in before Dak Prescott did, and then there was a couple other quarterbacks that both got signed before Dak did, and that price just kept going up. Now they're doing that with CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott, I have no idea what they're doing, what they're thinking, or what they're going to do with him. I still
feel like they're moving. It feels like Dak ain't going to be a Cowboy.
I mean, the thing is, though, is if they move on from Dak, one, they better have a plan in place because, life without a quarterback in the NFL is
I know. I'm here. Hey,
world,
how you doing?
Right?
How you doing?
So I'm sitting there looking at it and like, look, if Dak Prescott hits the free agency market, something's going to break the bank for him. I mean, you saw Kirk Cousins, the deal that he got. I mean, that's Kirk Cousins, and he's in Atlanta. And I don't think anybody's saying that Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. I mean, especially not at this point in their careers. So, I mean, Dak still can go out there. I mean, obviously, there's the question marks around him in the playoffs and what, is he clutch? Is he good enough to win in the playoffs? Whatever. But when you're talking about a guy that's a top 8, in my opinion, a top 8 quarterback in this league, people are gonna go after him. I don't know what he's done so wrong to the Cowboys organization that they just lost faith in the man, but kind of seems like it from the outside looking in.
I know my fan base is in the comments very much troll worthy, but I'm being as serious as I could be. To me, like knowing football as much as I do, knowing the ins and outs of organization, it seems like they are banking on whatever he does this season, and if it's not enough, we're just gonna move forward without having to use that dead money on him again.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking in my head, it just feels like they feel like we can go do better if we're gonna keep paying Dak. And I told some people like that I talked to them like Dak Prescott to me, he's good enough. If he stays on the team, you're never getting a top quarter. You're never going to get in the top picks to get a top quarterback. You're going to be 16 to 32 every season, period. Yeah. You're never going to be 16 and down unless he gets hurt. That's the only way, right? So if you keep him on the roster, then you're banking on making the playoffs at least every season that he's there, because that's basically what he's done every season he's been healthy. He's been in the playoffs. So you're not getting a quarterback at that point. So are you believing in Trey Lance? Are you believing in
No, we're not believing in Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush. I was just gonna say I don't believe so. I don't believe that would be the hope. So what's the next move? If we pay Dak, then how long do you pay him is the question. And then if that's the case, how much is he asking for? Because the reports say he want to be ridiculous.
But you just got. I mean, Trevor Lawrence signed for 57. His average like 50-70. It's all in the guaranteed money. But that's what the quarterbacks are paying. And I just laugh because now the owners are talking about maybe there's talk of there needs to be a salary cap on the quarterback. But the owners are the ones who are doing this. They're all paying these guys. They got to police themselves. But the only thing that would get me frustrated, and I'm a Cowboys fan. I've been a fan before Dak. I'll be a fan after Dak. If they really do not believe that Dak Prescott could get them to the Super Bowl, then I would rather move on and get something in return. Now it's too late. I mean, you're not going to get anything. If he plays out his last year, he's going to be a free agent. They can't franchise him. He's going to test the market. And the Cowboys, I know what they're going to do. If they do that, their play is going to be, we had to sign CD, we have to sign this, and we have to sign that. So it got too expensive. So that's going to be their out. That's going to be their out to the fan base. But I see these other teams. I see you guys signed Hurts. Then you got, you signed Brown. You signed the God. Why am I forgetting the Devontae Smith? You sign these guys. So I mean, I see other teams doing it. I don't know what the Cowboys are doing. You know what I mean?
I mean, it could be done. I mean, if they would have been sitting around over there waiting on shit, though. I mean, that's the problem is they keep waiting. It's like, you think the price tag is going to lower? Like it's not a good business decision. We've talked about it, Mike. It's not good business to sit there and let it wait. If you like these dudes and you want them on your team, which I 100% know they want CD, like get that deal done. What are we waiting on? Like, it's a no-brainer. Like, you need CD Lamb on this team. He's a great receiver. Sign him. Get the deal locked in. Because like if they would have got in before the Justin Jefferson deal, a lot of people were saying he was waiting for that deal to go through. But if they would have given CD a deal to make him the highest paid receiver, he's not going to say no to that and be like, well, I want to see what Justin Jefferson gets. No, he's going to sign the deal. He wants to be a Cowboy. He's going to sign the deal. We would have moved on already. So just bad business, in my opinion. I don't like how they handled any of those situations so far.
You don't think they offered him top receiver money? You think that's the problem? Even when it was before all the other guys got signed, you don't think they came in and offered him the top money?
I don't think he's been offered. I don't think he's been offered to be the highest paid receiver yet. I don't think so. I mean, because if so, what more are you waiting for?
I mean, maybe Dak is. I mean, maybe CD is like, hey, I want to see. You know, I'm not going to sign a long-term deal, and I don't know who my quarterback's going to be. I mean, maybe CD.
That's what
is
Justin said at first.
I don't know.
That's what Justin originally said. Justin Jefferson originally came out and said he wanted to make sure the quarterback position be stable before he signed a long-term deal. So I'm assuming whatever he's seen in OTAs and minicamp, he's okay with somebody in the backfield back there that they got JJ McCarthy or Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Well, also,
I don't think that's CD Lamb problem. I think exactly what Kelly said is the problem. Money.
You can't be.
I think what Kelly said is exactly the problem. I think they lowballing.
Yeah. Well, they've always done that. I mean, they lowballed DeMarcus Lawrence at that. Remember that one time in DeMarcus Lawrence? I mean, he went out public on it and just kind of, clapped back at him and just made them look like fools with what they offered him and the way that Stephen Jones. I think it was Stephen Jones more than Jerry Kelly.
It was Stephen, and then he basically told Stephen, let's get Jerry. Let Jerry know what I said, and then the deal got done. So, Stephen Jones
they tried to do it to Des Bryant. I mean, Jerry tried to do it to Des Bryant back, and I mean, they have. I mean, he's notorious for that. I'm watching the cheerleader documentary on Netflix to give that a plug, and I mean, they're ruthless to those cheerleaders, man. His daughter's like, this is what they're getting. If they don't like it, we'll find another one. I mean, it was like they're ruthless. It's a ruthless family when it comes to that, but that's probably why they got billions of dollars. And
Carl Smith is coming in high.
Sign Dak and trade Parsons.
Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
No, I'm not. I don't know if I'm not co-signing.
And that Parsons over there look like it's changing colors, man. Is it turning eagle green?
Man, he ain't going to no Eagles. He money green. He's going to money green. That's where he's going.
I don't know if y'all seen the man on draft night draped out in that Cowboys blue, talking about he wanted to be a Cowboy. It was his dream to be a Cowboy. He ain't going nowhere, man.
And didn't you have a chance to draft him? And you guys.
Oh well, actually, we gave Jerry an ultimatum. We said, look, you could trade us 10, and we draft Devontae Smith. Or we stay here and we gonna take Parsons. How you want to do it? And he said, come on up to 10. Come on up to 10. We
and
need
you
Parsons.
Rather have Devontae Smith than Parsons. You're
happy. At that moment, yes, 100%. Yes. I had JJ Arcega-Whiteside and Jalen Reagor and Greg Ward as my receivers. I definitely needed Devontae Smith.
Well, let's flip to your quarterback, right? Because I mean, Jalen Hurts, he had a really a phenomenal year the year before. I mean, not so hot last year, right? It had some struggles. You're bringing in Kellen Moore, which I just don't see it working out well. So we'll see what happens. That remains to be seen how it works out for Jalen. I mean, you guys bring in Pickett, which I know. I mean, I don't think he's going to be any threat, but he's a first round talent, and it's got to be kind of I wish Dallas would do that, and they kind of did it with Trey Lance, but I wish they would have done that sooner in Dak's careers to give him competition. So, what'd you say, Kelly? Jump in.
Mike, I was just gonna say I want to ask Smitty a question because I saw something, and I don't know if this is a troll thing, so it's a legit question. I'm not trying to troll anything, but I saw something that was, I believe it was on Twitter, and it was and I don't know if it was, again, I don't remember the account that it was from, but they were talking about that Pickett in the OTAs was outplaying Jalen Hurts. Is that true? Is there any truth to that at all?
It was put out. It was put out by his manager. To be
honest.
By
who? Pickett?
Pickett's manager put that out.
Oh, okay. Any truth to it?
Not from what I've asked people in the organization. They said the day that they put that out, Jalen Hurts went like 8 for 8 for 2 touchdowns. I was like, okay. Well, I guess I really no interceptions. I was like, so did he really? They were like, nah, that's Pickett people. I mean, maybe they're trying to get Pickett up out of here too. I mean, obviously he didn't want to be in Pittsburgh, but I don't think it's looking too great for him here either. I mean, he ain't gonna get much time here. I guess you can learn, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see him. I don't understand why we gave up a 3rd round pick for him, to be honest. I know we value backup quarterbacks, but Kenny Pickett to me is not a valuable backup quarterback.
But is a love
the man is what 13 touchdowns for 13 interceptions, like in his 2 years as a starter.
Is a love for Hurts kind of is it wearing thin in Philly? I mean, like
no, it's actually growing, man. What I actually I had my biggest issue was him not being assertive. Hey, look, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, this is what I want to do, this is what I don't want to do. So it was like kind of like the first 2 years as the quarterback. I know y'all might be like, I'm making excuses, but it was more like, oh, I'm gonna go out here and make it work without actually saying, hey, look, I don't think this works. And that's what him and Kellen been doing this offseason. And they saying this like the first time they've seen him doing it. Like he's actually in there. He's actually telling Kellen, like, look, I don't think that works for me. Can we try it this way? Can we try it that way? He's growing. He's 25. I mean, he's obviously learning how to be a professional. And sometimes the biggest obstacle, me knowing best as a content creator, is opening your mouth and actually saying what you have to say in the proper way without it being taken the wrong way or you feeling like somebody gonna take it the wrong way. Sometimes just standing up and saying, look, I'm making $250 million. Let's be real. We got to make this offense work for me and you. Your job on the line just as well as mine. Let me step in and tell you some things. But they say he has been having the opportunity to talk about it. You know, he's actually been in the locker room. He's actually been on the field. He's actually been telling and opening his mouth, and he's been getting on the guys. You know what I'm saying? And right now, he just took all the newer guys, not the guys that's been here. They down here in at UCF. They've been down here for about a week and a half. I think they're gonna be down here for another week and a half working out.
So let me ask you a question. What do you? Because I mean, you know, Dak had his year where he was chunking interceptions, led interceptions. We didn't, you know, we heard it all year from Philly, really from anybody that didn't like the Cowboys. So you know, but a lot of it, in my opinion, there was a lot of it that was on the receivers. Also, I don't like Kellen Moore is some of the play calling that he had and some route running that he had these receivers running. I thought they set Dak up for failure, in my opinion. What do you contribute to? What do you attribute Hurts's last year? He had a little bit of an interception problem last year. What do you attribute that to?
Okay, so I don't make excuses. You know that. So first off, as a quarterback, you have to have a short memory. Got to be quick. You can't get flustered because things isn't going your way, and you can't force. You know what I mean? A lot of his interceptions for me came in moments where teams are blitzing. Teams are all out blitzing. There's no answer. And instead of him just scrolling out, throwing it in the dirt outside the pocket, he flushes it to AJ, he flushes it to Devontae, he putting the ball in a bad spot. It turns into turnovers, right? So I felt like last year, a lot of the incompetency on the offense just not being good, things not being drawn up properly, him being in an uncomfortable situation, what I just talked about, not speaking up, saying, hey, look, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, we need to do this better. He started getting frustrated. He would throw interceptions. You know, it's always going to be the batted ball interception or whatever, but that counts. You got it. It happens, right? But a lot of it came from just him being frustrated, man. Him doing things uncharacteristic in moments where you could tell he's flustered. You see his face right there. That's how he looking. After he throw the interception, he just got his head down. He's like, I knew that was like, you know, you ever seen somebody like, and you kind of look in the eyes and it's kind of like, I knew that was going to happen. That's kind of like what I see when he throw the interception. Like, I knew that was going to happen, but he called it, so I did it. And yeah, I think
that's Dak's face. That's the face we're used to seeing over there.
Yeah, we've seen that blank in the playoffs. But hey, so let me ask you a question now. On kind of moving on to you guys as head coach. So just not too long ago, something caught my attention because you know sometimes people can say something without actually saying it. Jalen Hurts was asked about Nick Sirianni, and let's just say he didn't give a ringing endorsement. In fact, what he said, I mean, to me, reading what he said, it just didn't sound like he. I mean, he could find any way to make a positive about Nick Sirianni, but what he said didn't sound like a ringing endorsement of your head coach. Is there anything there? Is there some drama going on between Hurts and Sirianni?
Because drama, right?
You know, I think
it's okay. So anybody getting a new job, they asked him like, what is Nick Sirianni doing? And like, to me, it was more like he was confused. Like, are you asking me, is he being a head coach? Like, he's a head coach. Like, what is he supposed to be doing? It was more like the first part of it was like, and then they circled back and was like, so what is he been doing in his new job? And he's like what? Like he was confused. So the answer was kind of like offset, and it kind of like threw me off. But I feel like Nick Sirianni is adjusting to something he hadn't had to do. Like he hadn't had to sit with the defense in prior years. He's in defensive meetings. He's in offensive meetings. He's trying to learn how to be a head coach and not just be a head coach that's responsible for the offense. He is now having to be responsible for 53 instead of however many you have on the offensive side of the ball, right? So maybe when Jalen was asked a question, to me, it felt like he was just thrown off because you asked him, like, how is your head coach being a head coach better now that he's not in control of the offense? It's like he probably hasn't even adjusted that because we've only been together a few days. We haven't had the opportunity to really see what he does, as a head coach. He hasn't had the opportunity to really get around. Like Mike McCarthy is the offensive play caller. Asking them in OTAs last year, like, oh, how's Mike McCarthy been doing so far? Like, how's he been? Is he a better coach now that Kellen Moore is gone? It's like, he's still the head coach. He's just doing his job. Like, yeah, he's calling the plays. We don't really know yet. We haven't seen what he's going to be able to do. Like, now you ask Jalen Hurts this more close. Like, let's say after we went through like training camp and things of that nature, then maybe he gives you a better answer because he's actually seen Nick Sirianni do what he needs to do. Right now, it's just free for all. We just figuring it out. We just, hey, throw a few guys out here. Let's run a few sets. We teaching, we learning, but it's not really nothing crazy. You know what I mean? So I think I understand what you said, Mike, because I was a little upset. Like, Jalen, you could have said anything. You were just like, he's the head coach or whatever. He's doing whatever. Like, he's here.
Well, did you? I mean, the coach though. Did you? I mean, there was a lot of people wanting him. A lot in Philly. And the thing I'll give Philly fans, and this is the one thing I'll give them, and I know we got some in the chat and they're talking their shit, but the one thing I give Philly fans, man, they have no patience. I mean, they will cut somebody. They want their head. They want them out of here. And it seemed like, Sirianni, the love fest was off in 1 year. And someone had to pay the price. Someone had to pay the price, and the fans wanted his head. And are you fine with him coming back, or you had no, did you want him? Because we wanted heads to roll after
the coordinators actually took the fall on for the Eagles this last year.
But then you get more. So I don't know. I still think you guys didn't help yourself. But
okay, so I don't know, like with Nick Sirianni, right? Like I feel like
I want to punch him.
Right? Y'all gonna kill me, right? But I feel like he's the perfect mesh for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is so even keel. He's so no high, no low, just always like even. You need somebody that's sometimes animated, right? So I do like Nick Sirianni, and I do like him as a CEO. I'm glad he's coming back as just a CEO. I know y'all don't trust Kellen Moore. Obviously, y'all got y'all gripe with him. He was in that blue with the star for a long time. He made y'all very upset at moments. I've heard y'all spew him. So like, I kind of wanted to see like where he was at, right? So I want to see.
Smitty, this is what I want you to just remember, Mike and Kelly, when this happens. You are just cruising down the field, getting ready to dominate the game, and he wants to do a double reverse. After you just running, Saquon's running all over him. Then he wants to do a double reverse, minus 20 yards, out of field goal range, out of anything, end the drive, and you're gonna
see. I need Jeff Stoutland to step in and be like, run the ball. Damn it, we running it again.
Listen, I got one. I got one even better. The last play that Kellen Moore called for the Dallas Cowboys, where Zeke lines up at fucking center. I've never seen such a. I swear to God, that right there should have that man fucking banned from calling plays ever again. I saw that shit. I swear I was about to throw something in my TV. I was about to be one of them dudes on YouTube, man, or punching his TV, man. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, look, I think Nick Sirianni, right? I think him being a CEO is a great opportunity for him to be a coach. I think that's where he's going to thrive at the most. Just being able to just run the game. I think he has great time management skills. I think he knows situational football. He knows when to go for it, when not. He has that. He's not what's your boy? He's not buddy from the Detroit aggressive. He is aggressive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is willing to go for it. I think he has great time management skills, which a lot of coaches don't have. I just think his ability to call a game in succession and get a rhythm going is very bad. It just doesn't work. He like, say for instance, he comes out right now, he hits you for a big play, right? And he's like, oh, that worked. When he comes back out and gets in that same situation, he's going back to the big play. And guess what? Most defenses have adjusted now. They are ready for you to go back to that play. And now it's not open. It's not there. And now he doesn't know where to go. Now he's just like, oh, screen, RPO, Jalen Hurts, draw. It's like, okay, now you don't have a game plan. Now you don't have anywhere to go. Now you're looking. But I think Kellen Moore, I just think he has a better game plan. I don't know if it's going to be better than what he had in Dallas or better than what he had at the Chargers, but I do think he's going to come in and give us an opportunity to win games and not look stupid.
Yeah. Hey, let me get your guys' opinion. And obviously, you, Smitty, I see a lot in the chat. Kelsey, he was one of the guys that I kind of Kelsey and also Fletcher Cox, retiring. But Kelsey, start with him. I mean, we saw it with Frederick. I saw it in the chat. It's like, man, we realized how important that center was. And, when Frederick went down and the offensive line, the Great Wall just didn't seem like it ever was the same. And with Kelsey, he's been a rock. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. Been your center, the tush push, all the stuff that goes with it. I mean, how bad is that loss going to be for your offensive line and really even for Jalen Hurts?
I actually think I don't know if it's going to be this year, right? But I think in the not too concerned, right? Kelsey picked Juergens. What people don't know is Kelsey was there every day after he retired to make sure that Juergens is doing his job. Juergens understands the job. He's right there. He's basically holding his hand, making sure everything goes as perfect. I mean, Juergens has been there. This will be his third season. He's been 2022 off season. Kelsey got surgery, so Cam played a lot of center in that training camp. Last year he played both. When he was sparing Kelsey, he would play center, and when Kelsey was there for camp, he would play guard. So he's been playing the center position for about 2 years. This will be the first full season where you don't have a Hall of Famer to rely on, as in Kelsey, but it's gonna hurt. Like, you don't lose a Hall of Famer anywhere and say it don't hurt. It's gonna be a transition. But to me, I just feel like he's more athletic than Kelsey. He's just gonna have to learn the position. He's gonna have to get in the groove because Kelsey wasn't always Kelsey either, right? So if I do have faith in anybody, it's Jeff Stoutland. So Jeff Stoutland, if he tells me that he's prepared and ready to go, I'm gonna believe it. But I think it's gonna be a smooth transition. I think it's gonna take some time for him to understand what he has to do as a center, right? Because you haven't been in game situations where you're actually playing a lot of snaps. He has played a few snaps. It did look good, but sparing me for snaps and actually coming in and, hey, I got to go 17 games plus the playoffs. I need to learn how to call defenses. I need to learn how to check at the line. I need to learn to be able to help my quarterback in moments like it's a viral moment right now. Buffalo Bills game. Jalen Hurts calls the draw right. Kelsey literally turns around and says, no, we're going left. He doesn't say left, but he says no. And basically, we're going left. He called it right. We're going left. It's a touchdown. Can Juergens come in and give that same type of quality play? Can he come in and be able to, on both sides of the ball, be good? But Kelsey did handpick him. Stoutland did handpick him. But he is not Kelsey. He's not Kelsey. We don't know what it's going to be. But honestly, truth, I hope the snap is a little bit better because Kelsey, Jesus Christ, he throwing it like it's coming out of a shotgun back there.
Well, Jason Garrett handpicked Chaz Green, and we saw how that worked out. So sometimes
Jason Garrett is a coach, though. That's different.
It's a joke. We have Chaz Green PTSD from the Falcon game and the 7 sacks that got Claiborne, multi-millionaire. So it was a joke, but yeah.
Well,
anyway.
I would say that, just in my opinion, I would say that I think, I would rather be, it's tough. It's tough whenever you have to replace anybody of Kelsey's caliber, right? Obviously at center, but I mean, it makes me nervous that we're looking towards a rookie for the left tackle, because that, in my opinion, is like one of those positions. Like, if you don't have a solid left tackle, your quarterback's gonna get killed. So that's, for me, the Cowboys. I'm sitting there looking at, we lost a guy of the caliber of a Kelsey, and Tyron Smith. You know, he obviously a little bit later in the career, and he's not he's been a little bit injury prone, but we kind of got that same issue going on with the Cowboys at the left tackle position, and so that's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out too. But
yeah. And I mean, the Cowboys, the one thing I always say is the Cowboys, I never doubt their offensive linemen they draft in the first round. I don't know if
I did take my right guard though. I'm kind of mad at y'all for taking my right guard though. I had a right guard. Yeah, man, I had a right guard out there. I was like, oh yeah, Cooper Beebe gonna come over here. Yeah. But I got a question for y'all. How do y'all feel about us possibly putting Mekhi Becton at right guard?
I mean, I think your offensive line is always going to be, solid. I think, even you got your right tackle, right? He's still there. You re-signed him. You signed it. I mean, you guys
signed everybody in the offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, that's what pisses me off about you guys is you guys sign everybody. We can't do that. I don't know what's going on, but I think I think your line is going to be fine. I just remember and I'm not comparing Frederick to Kelsey, but Frederick, I mean, he would have been on his way to the Hall of Fame if it wasn't for an illness and his career ended short. But I never understood how valuable that center was until that kind of moment. And, as a kid, I wanted the glam. I wanted Dallas to get Dion. Obviously I want the playmaker. I want receivers and cornerbacks, and I want the DNs. And I learned as life goes on and I mature and understand football more, the game's won in the trenches and it's won inside out. And, not having, being uncertain at center, that hurt Dallas. And on the flip side for Dallas, I think our weak spot on our defense is our defensive tackles. So, we've got some concerns at our defensive tackle as well. And our center, Beebe's probably going to be our center. Maybe I think we got a couple guys that might have something to say about it, but we've got some issues, in our gut as well with the center position. So it's going to be interesting. But Vegas, it's what I tell people. Vegas puts up a lot of buildings, and they're not stupid. And I think Vegas has Dallas and Philly. I think the over-under is 10.5, and I think they're like a dead heat there. Dallas might have had a slight edge at one point, maybe a flip back. I'm not sure. But then the other thing was, if you look at the games, Dallas and Philly, everyone's talking about this gauntlet of a schedule that these teams have in the East. Dallas is favored in 14 of the 17 games right now. Now, obviously, it could change as the year goes on. And I think Kelly, was Philly 13 or 15? They were one game apart.
No, one below. It was one below the Cowboys.
All right, so they were 13. So, I mean, Vegas, as much as people question the Cowboys and their losses and the offseason, it's like Vegas still thinks Dallas is going to be pretty damn good. And with Philly, they were 10-1. They obviously kind of limped in down the stretch. Vegas thinks they're going to be pretty damn good. So I think it's still going to come down to Dallas and Philly. It's going to be down to the wire, week 17, figuring out who's going to win this division. No one likes that?
No.
Yeah. I was reading. There's so many comments going on.
Oh, yeah. You got to be careful of some of these comments. I'll try and filter stuff up.
I was reading about Sayamalu. I don't think the Sayamalu really hurt us like that, though. I really don't. I mean, maybe other people might think so, but I think Cam Jurgens played pretty good at right guard last year. I think he only gave up 1 sack in the whole season. I mean, got to be pretty good for a first year to play.
Yeah.
Listen, Cam Jurgens is naturally a center, so I think that's the positive too. But Mekhi Becton is what, 6'5", 330?
Yeah.
Him next to Lane Johnson could be crazy.
Yeah.
Just me personally, just like thinking about them two 6'4" plus. He should be a tackle, but they say he's been playing pretty good at guard. He played mandatory minicamp every day. He was the guard because Landon Dickerson was had some personal reasons why he was out. They didn't disclose it, but he played the guard the whole time. And Stoutland seemed excited, like he had went and got a new exclusive piece of candy that nobody else had, and he was like, "Ooh, it tastes fire, and I'm going back to get all of them before you do." That's how he was talking about it. Like, so I don't know. I just think that'd be crazy on that right side with Saquon coming out the backfield. This could be fun.
Yeah, real quick, James. I mean, we got a line. I mean, if Guyton and Smith, if that turns out to be a force, that'd be pretty nasty on our side. But Gilmore,
I'm just gonna say this. I pulled that comment up right there. I was just gonna say, Mike, I said that's not true. They've been in the playoffs last 3 years. 3 years in a row, they've won 12 games. The Cowboys have, so that's not true.
Yeah, of course.
We got to put some facts to it. If you're gonna speak on it, let's put some facts on it. It's 3 years running. Cowboys will be in the playoffs again this year. That's guaranteed.
I don't think there's any, unless God forbid a catastrophic injury. The Cowboys are going to the playoffs. Philly's going to be in the playoffs. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to kind of see where that lies. But what was I saying before we got distracted? Oh, Gilmore. So there was a question in the chat about Gilmore coming back. I don't think he's coming back to Dallas.
I don't feel like he's coming back.
No, I don't think he's coming back to Dallas.
I don't think so either. They did well. They just signed that. They signed was that cornerback from the UFL?
Yeah, the UFL. They love them UFL guys, but they made footballers out of them.
They've been digging in the UFL pot lately, man. They brought in like 5 guys just they were working out, like 5 dudes. I know they signed a linebacker from the UFL. Well, that guy was actually defensive player of the year last year for the UFL, which, I mean, we saw how that worked out with Turpin. I mean, Turpin turned out he's been, pretty valuable in that kick return game. And now UFL rules coming this year, Turpin's going to feel like right at home, basically. So he's back to his old ways. We'll see. We may have
I think we're going to see a lot more kick returns.
Wait, I gotta, you guys got to give me a minute because I got to address some shit here. Because you said this Saquon Barkley has done shit against the Cowboys his whole career.
He ain't had our offensive line though.
Oh, here we go.
The Giants' offensive line.
He is gonna be injured. Oh, here we go. Keep going. What other excuse?
He had Daniel Jones.
He ran all over you guys with no line. He ran all over you guys with no line. He didn't run all over us.
We won't see this year.
We're gonna see, but he ain't running shit. And then
one of them games he might have 150, Mike.
Yeah, how much we could put some paper down on that if you want to. There ain't no way it's happening. There ain't no way it's happening. And I don't even believe in our run defense. I don't even believe in our run defense.
No.
Let me see how Kellen Moore play games first. I gotta see him in a game first.
Like Kellen Moore's gonna have him lined up at center by the 5th game of the year. You know that.
He gonna be fired too. Jeff Lurie. Hey, look, Jeff Lurie don't come down and fire too many people, but he gonna come down and be like, "Hey, you out of here."
This is what I love, though. This is what I love about our division is I don't care what you say, and I don't care what my man who talked about Barkley. He was shit talking him, telling everybody how he sucked, and then when they come to your team, then you guys love him. It was the same thing with DeMarco Murray. Have the Cowboys ever brought over T.O.? Obviously, we hated T.O., but he was a Hall of Famer. He was pretty damn good, but I didn't like him until he came to Dallas. But it's funny when these guys switch teams, all of a sudden, it's like all is forgiven and they're the greatest player. They forget all the shit they talked about him and all how they ragged him for being injury-plagued running back his whole career, can't stay healthy, can't do this, and now all of a sudden he's going to be an all-pro. I don't see it. I like Barkley, but it's that Penn State running back gene, man. It's a curse that they got. You want a running back, you go to Miami. That's where you get your running backs.
Yeah, with no knees. They come out with no knees.
Frank Gore was injured in college his freshman and sophomore year. That dude, he probably could still play running back. He's like 85 years old running the ball.
All of them come out with bad knees. I don't know what y'all got going on down there in the Orange Bowl, man. Y'all need to fix that stadium, man.
Well, it's cheap shot from McGahee, but he still was a first-round pick and had a good career.
Didn't Gore come out with bad knees too?
Gore was injured his freshman and sophomore year, but how often was he hurt in the NFL?
Willis McGahee came out with bad knees. Clinton Portis came out with the bad knees.
Portis didn't come out with bad knees. McGahee was in cheap shot in the playoff game.
What's
that's
the other
why
running back?
That's why he got hurt.
It's another one too. It's like 3 or 4 of them, man. Y'all be issuing out these bad knees, man. Y'all need to get it together, man.
Penn State got enough. Florida State, don't even talk about their crappy running backs.
What? Tell me about them.
Who? Sammy
That
Smith, I go way back. Sammy Smith, you're probably, I don't know if you're too young
come
for that.
on, man. Don't do that.
Just
Don't do
Tumblr.
Sammy. Why you had to go back to
Tumblr.
Sammy? We talk about come on, come forward a little
Greg
bit.
Jones, what's he doing? What's Greg Jones? Where's he at? Dalvin
Probably
Cook,
somewhere on the couch,
1 year wonder.
eating ho-hos.
Who you got?
Dalvin Cook now. Hey, look.
You think Trey Benson's good? I wanted Dallas to get Trey Benson. You think he's
gonna be all right, man? I think he's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be all right. I don't know. We for some reason Florida State like the small running back.
Yeah.
We've had the small running backs for like forever. I just don't know if they turn out. We more of our defense. More of our defensive players pop in the NFL than anything.
Yeah. No. I love college, so we'll definitely get into that. But Kelly, get us back on track here.
No, I'm reading the chat, man. You guys are going on, and I'm hearing y'all going on about got the college. I'm over here reading the chat. The chat's keeping it entertaining myself too. The consensus is that they don't think the Cowboys are going to win 12 games, but I mean,
y'all are 12. Listen, they might well change y'all into 12-5, man. Y'all just might well be 12-5. That's all y'all do.
It's the 12-5 era right now, man. I mean,
it might be over with though, man.
I had 11. I got Dallas 11-6. Kelly and I did the too early prediction. I think I was 11-6. Kelly, were you? Did you have 12 or 10? You were 10-7. You were 10-7. We both had splitting against Philly, with all due respect. And Smitty, you think you're going to split, or you think you're going to sweep the Cowboys?
I want to sweep, but it's probably going to be a split. I want to sweep.
I was looking back on that, and it's been a long time since it's been a while since either one of these teams swept. Swept. We've been splitting it for a while. I mean, so it's been a while. So I don't foresee a sweep by either side. I think.
And I was there when we beat the hell out of you. This is the disappointing part. There's a slim chance, not a slim chance. There's actually a more than a 50-50 chance I am not going to be at the Dallas Philly game. Now, I've been to probably the last 5 years, and these eyes, I've seen Dallas Philly play probably 7 or 8 times in my lifetime. Never walked out of the stadium disappointed. These eyes have never seen us lose.
I think I remember you saying this before. You said this before.
But we did.
But you said you're not going to Dallas? You're not going to Dallas?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go because I think we have a game. I think is that the week before Atlanta, or I think there's something going on where it's hard for me to do back-to-back games, and I think that one is falling into it. So I'm going to be disappointed if I don't make it. Now, I'm going to try. I haven't gotten rid of my tickets. I'm kind of holding them in case emergency break glass. If the Cowboy Nation needs your boy to get in that Learjet and fly out there, then I'll go ahead and do it because we got to beat you. I do not want to lose to Philly at AT&T.
But look, man, what we got to do, man, we can work this out. We can figure it out. Man, I want to go to Dallas. I'll figure something out with you. You right down the street. We can figure it out.
Well, we'll have a conversation. We'll have a conversation about it. Maybe we can do it.
I can change your luck at AT&T.
I went to the Cowboy Philly game years ago. How old are you?
35.
You're probably too young. It was when you guys signed our kicker, Chris Bonio, and it was like a Monday night.
I was little,
game.
but I remember it.
And you guys are beating us. You guys are beating us the whole game. And my buddy was an Eagle fan, and he's singing the Fly Eagle Fly chant. He's waving his towel. He's doing all this stuff, and I'm just like sitting there just waiting. I was waiting for the moment, and finally, Aikman came back. We got a couple touchdowns. I think it was like Anthony Miller was he was like our main receiver. I think Irvin might have been hurt or something like that. But anyway, Anthony Miller scored, and then you guys went down the field, and then the botch kick, and everyone around just ambushed my friend. And I was like, he's ready to fight everyone. I said, look, man, you dished it out. I had to hear your mouth for 58 minutes talking your shit. You're going to have to just ease up, and you're going to have to do the walk of shame, down to the parking lot.
I would hate that walk.
I would
really hate that walk. But you know what would feel better walking it, and I won. I walk it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
They might jump me though. I don't know. Y'all fans.
No, I tell you what, I've been to the games, and the funniest thing I'll say is, and if I went to a Philly game, I don't know if it's true, but let's say they're maniacs up there, they want to kill people. When you go to a Dallas game, the Philly fans there, I don't know if it's because they're out of their element, and I sincerely mean this, they're the nicest, at least the people I've been around, I sat at a table and we were just kind of shit talking and having good talk, smacking. There was no issues. And even at the game, there was no, now I know alcohol is going to, play a part in some of this stuff with some of these people, but I've never came across a Philly fan at the game that was a complete asshole that you just, so I know they're there, but at least I haven't come across one. It was funny, but the funny thing was Kelly and I had, because I always want to find Eagle players to get on the show, former players, and talk about the rivalry. So I found one who played in Tampa, but he played in Philly, Ian Beckles, and he has a radio show and stuff. So I reached out to him. He came on, and I was playing the game that I had went to and then I was kind of reliving it. And sure as shit, he was on the field, and he was the offensive lineman that year. And they do a cutaway of his face, and it was priceless. And he didn't know I was going to play it, and I played it for him. He said that was the worst loss in his not even professional, any career, because he was they were dominating us, and he was dominating. I think it was who was it? Casillas was he going up against, Kelly? I can't remember. But it was Casillas and Led or somebody. He was dominating him, and they lost that way, man. He said it just crushed him. But it was good stories. Good stories. I love the Eagle Cowboy rivalry. It's one of the better ones in the NFL as far as history. It's been a lot, even though we own it. I mean, we killed you guys so many years, but
Hey, I saw somebody in the chat, and they said that that the Cowboys, that we're down bad, and that our standard is now just beating Philly at home. And I'll just tell you like that. I don't know what Cowboys fans you're talking to. I love to beat the Eagles because that's our rivalry. But I mean, as far as the standard is to beat the Cowboys, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I ain't never seen our fucking head coach put on a beat Philly t-shirt. I mean, y'all's fucking standard. Y'all always, if Philly, it's a big thing. I remember they made the Dallas coffin that one year. Coffin, only to get y'all's asses whooped at home. I mean, come on now. Don't tell me the standards. The standard in Dallas is always to win a ring. We got 5 of them. I know it's been a long ass time. I'm not sit there and keep bumping about the 5. It's been a long ass time, but there's still 5 of them sitting there. But the standard is always to win a ring, man. I mean, that's, it's a rivalry. Of course we like beating the Eagles, just like y'all like beating us. That's what it's about. Football. It's rivalry football.
I like beating anybody. I like beating the Giants. I'm happy when we beat Washington.
Anytime we win against anybody is a good day.
Yeah. I just want to win, man, period. But it's funny. And I see some of the Eagle fans, and they talk about the 90s, the jealousy that they have. You understand this? The jealousy. The thing I will say is, Philly, you guys had your time. Donovan McNabb, 4 straight NFC championships, and got shit to show for it. The thing I'll say about Dallas,
he was drunk.
The thing I'll say about Dallas is when we have a dynasty or we put something together, we make sure we get the job done. In Dallas, 3 or 4 years, we went to the championship game and we got 3 rings to show for it. Philly don't have that. They got 1 ring. Dust that bitch off all you can and hold on to it tightly, because you ain't gonna see another one for a long time.
It ain't dusty.
Ain't seen another one.
It ain't
dusty. It's very dusty. Very dusty. How many quarterbacks moved? Name a player that's on your team. But Brandon Graham is the only player. What other players on that team from that Super Bowl team? Who else is there?
Lane Johnson.
How many guys you got?
Lane Johnson's still here.
What? Two guys. You got 2 guys on your team?
No.
You're 2 quarterbacks removed. You had Nick Foles. You went to win.
Nick Foles was never the starter.
You better be thankful he was there, because Carson Wentz wasn't going to get you.
He wasn't the starter though.
No, you're right.
You can't say I'm a quarterback removed if he wasn't the starter. He was just a quarterback that
how many quarterbacks has it been since that time?
Just one. Carson Wentz and then Jalen. I mean, Carson Wentz was already quarterback in 2017. So
Nick
Jalen
Foles played the next year for you guys.
No, but he came in for the playoffs. He had the same scenario that happened in 2017, happened in 2018. Carson Wentz goes down the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season, and he played that. And then the next year we traded him.
How long can the Eagle fans ride this ring? How long you ride 1 ring for? How long are we gonna ride it for?
We coming back. What you mean?
Just wondering I want to know what the standard is, because I witnessed 3 Super Bowl championships. I didn't say 5. I witnessed 3. So you're saying 1 is better than 3. Like, so if you never see another one and I never see another one, I mean, what's better?
This is what I said. Better than 1? So you said you've seen 3, right? I'm
I've
not
seen
saying
3.
me seeing my 1 is better than you seeing your 3. But
It is?
there is no.
Oh.
But there
Yeah,
is
I'm not-
parts of your fan base have seen none.
Oh, my son is one of them. I know that.
Yeah, I don't talk to y'all, the older cats that I seen some of y'all Super Bowls. So I'm like, I seen them. But for me, like, I'm like, bro, you 25. You didn't see any of their Super Bowls. You literally seen none of the success that the Cowboys. You inherited success. It's your dad's success. It's not your success. Like when I talk to older guys, I can't say nothing. I'm 1-3 in the Super Bowl. It's kind of embarrassing. I mean, I got a losing record, but I'm coming back though. And next, look, I'm gonna be on here like this. I'm gonna be on here with the. All right, now.
The last here, I was 20 years old when the Cowboys and here's the thing. Here's a funny story about it. So I grew up in South Florida. I moved up to Tampa, where I'm at now, for a job opportunity. I moved up February of 96. Cowboys won the Super Bowl January 96. So I've been in Tampa ever since. The Cowboys haven't been to the Super Bowl since. So I actually, believe it or not, this sick mind of mine sometimes think that I've jinxed the team because they haven't done shit since I moved up here. I almost sometimes like, do I need to move back to South Florida, kind of right the wrong? I don't know. But anyway, I mean, what do you think about it, Kelly, when you hear that? I mean, how long can you hold on to that Super Bowl? I say you hold on it for life, but if you can hold on to that 1, shouldn't I be able to hold on to my 3, right, Kelly? Am I wrong?
Man, degrees don't lose valid. So I mean, the Super Bowls don't lose validity either.
I don't think so either. I think
it's just it's to me. I think it's more the new fan base that's kind of using the rings are old.
Yeah,
I never heard the rings are old until like a couple years ago. I'm like, all right.
Until Philly won one. Because you guys never talked about it because you didn't have one. And then when you get one, then all of a sudden ours are not valid anymore.
You think it's because we won one?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because it did that did change.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you that.
Hey, and I'm not gonna hate if I'm in your shoes. If I was a fan of Philly, I would be doing what they do. That's what I would do.
Yeah, it definitely.
Yeah, I can't lie.
You know what's
that changed the narrative. Though. We needed one though.
You know what's crazy though? I looked at it because I get there was people that are like, hey, Cowboys how long it's been since we went to the Super Bowl. But I looked it up, and it's only been like 12 teams that have won a Super Bowl since last time the Cowboys, which is less than half the league. Because I mean, you got the Patriots that had that dominant dynasty where they won so many. The Giants won a couple. I mean, it's there's been teams that have won multiple. So I mean, and then there's still, I don't remember how many teams it is. Maybe I had it backwards. Maybe it's 13 teams win, but I know there's still like 12 teams that haven't even never won a Super Bowl. So it still ain't won a Super Bowl. So I mean, hey, winning a Super Bowl is hard, man. It ain't something that's easy to do.
I think it's 13 don't got one. I think it's 13 don't got one.
13 don't have them. Yeah,
no, they don't.
So,
And,
yeah.
And I would ask Show Enough that the only success the Cowboys have had in the 90s. So are you calling success winning Super Bowls? Because if you're calling success winning Super Bowls, in the 70s, they won 2. They were in 5 in 10 years. They were in almost every championship game. They were in,
and that one dude just said he's seen 4, so that means he was alive in the 70s, buddy.
Well, 78. I was born, but I'm not going to claim it because I was 2 years old. I mean, what am I going to do? I can't.
You don't remember that, Mike? You don't remember that?
I mean, if I can add that one to the list and I've seen 4, can I use that or no?
You were born the year they won? Nah. Yeah,
no,
Rick, how old are you, Rick?
It's a great argument. It's a great argument.
I think the biggest problem for y'all is y'all are in some of the highest. Ain't it like y'all are up there in the top 3 as far as droughts since your last Super Bowl, right? It's you, Washington, and the 49ers, if I'm correct, right? And the Jets.
49ers, that's the only hold that we have on the 49ers. They won it in January 95. We won it in January 96. So I always can throw that back at them and say, hey, you're older. But the thing that Kelly and I were talking about on the show, people don't realize, I mean, I looked up something came up, droughts of not Super Bowls, playoff wins. Do you know the Miami Dolphins
haven't won since 2002?
23 years they hadn't won a playoff game. The Raiders, 18 years. The Redskins, I think it was 18 or 30. There's the Pittsburgh Steelers, as great as that organization, haven't won a playoff game in 7 years. I mean, it's hard. And I mean, that's what I was talking about with like hockey and basketball. It's best of 7. NFL, it's hard to win in the postseason. I mean, it is. I mean, you got one shot. And if Dallas played Green Bay 10 times, they beat them 7 or 8 times. Hands down, there's no doubt in my mind they would. And I think the same could be said for if Philly played Tampa 10 times, I think Philly beats them 7 or 8 times. But it only takes one. It only takes one afternoon, and it ends that quickly. That's why sometimes the best teams don't always win in the NFL. That's why you see these Cinderella teams go to the Super Bowl that you're like, man, there's no way that they go, but they just get hot. And that's what I love about the NFL. It's just, that's the cool part about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I agree with Cozy Bryant. That's something we can agree on, right? Kelly and Smitty, is that fair to say? We can join forces with that? Excellent comment.
No, yeah, because those it's funny because I don't really hear much from either one of those fan bases. I really don't. They're very quiet and kind of submissive, right now. I mean, shit, I wouldn't be saying nothing either if Daniel Jones was my quarterback.
Yeah.
Ain't no way you can sit there as a Giants fan and be happy that dude is lining up under center.
Well, Michael, I'm glad I'm not one of those teams anymore. Appreciate it.
No, these are the ones that are still. Michael put it up there. I'm pretty sure it's Agate. These are the teams that haven't, still haven't won one. And you're talking, Bills, Vikings, Browns.
My older brother's a Bills fan.
I mean, these are historic franchises there.
Yeah, and I mean, you think about it. Listen, I bet you. I mean, if you asked any one of those fans from any one of those teams, if you asked any one of them, you said, "Hey, would you take a Super Bowl trophy if it was old? As long as would you take one? And if you could only see one, and you got to talk about that 25 years from now, you could talk about that trophy. The one they'd say, hell yeah, I'll take that damn one Super Bowl. Because I can promise you, I know this. Like I'm with Mike. I seen 3, and I know for a fact.
But how valid? Okay, you say that, right? How valid are the Jets? Would you really want to talk to a Jets fans about Super Bowls?
That's one of the greatest, though.
How many of their fans are alive right now?
You witnessed it. I'm saying if you got to witness it, because I think as long as you witnessed it, I think that experience stays with you for all your life. So, I mean, just say, for example, Smitty, let's say you go the rest of your life, you ain't never seen one. You don't never see one again. I'm not saying that's going to happen, might, but if you never seen one again, when you're 60 years old, you're going to look back at that 2017 and remember it as a great, great experience.
I'm gonna be very upset though.
Oh, I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. As a Cowboys fan, hell yeah, I'm upset that we ain't won another one. We're still stuck on that 5. But
I tell you what, it's amazing, right? And I'm just saying, as a Cowboys fan,
seeing a championship with any team you root for, seeing them win at the highest point, seeing them hoist the trophy is a euphoric experience. It really is.
It's amazing that this team, like this franchise, it blows my mind. I mean, because you really think about, I think of those times, obviously, in the 90s, and then you just saw the downward spiral with Jerry and Jimmy, the separation, and then you went to, Switzer, and then the bad drafts they had, without Jimmy for a long time until Parcells came there. But Dallas has had some teams that were Super Bowl contenders. There's no doubt about it. I mean, there's been probably 3 or 4 years within that time that you're like, dude, this team could contend for a championship, and they would lose in the playoffs the worst possible. I've never seen things happen to a team. It's almost like, and there's been rumors about Jerry Jones, and he just wanted to win one without Jimmy, and he'd never won another one, and he'd deal with the devil and all that. And sometimes it almost, man, it's hard not to believe some of it, because it's like, man, when they lose playoff games, they don't lose a hard-fought kind of, man, it could have went either. They just get their hearts as a fan base. Because if I was at that Green Bay game, I sold my, I'll be honest, I sold my tickets. I had already booked my flight for the next week, and I was prepared to go to the next week. I said, all right, we'll take that one, and then we're probably going to play Detroit, and we'll have our hands full. It'll be interesting to see what happens. If I was at that stadium, I don't know if I'd be a fan. I don't know what I would have done. I don't know if I would have just thrown my shit off and never come back, and you'd say, whatever happened to Mike? But I felt bad for those fans.
Y'all know I just watched that game, right? I just recently watched that game. I hadn't watched it before, right? So I just watched it. I was like, that was playing like that?
Yeah. The first half was just pitiful. But the thing I would say, people want to destroy Dak all the time. If you really watched, if you watch, I mean, our defense got shredded. And every time there was a point in the game where Dallas scored, and it was like a 10-point game. It was like a 2-possession kind of swing. And they went right down the field, scored again. And it, every time that we tried to get the defense couldn't do shit. And I don't know if our guy in Washington now, I don't know if he fixed the game. I don't know. I think he tried to outthink himself because he was playing another former coordinator that was on his staff in Atlanta, and he's never beaten none of them. He's 0-6. He's never beaten any of the three. I don't know if he was outthinking himself, but that was not the defense. Kelly, am I wrong? That was the defense that you've seen play. I know they weren't great, but zone and just
no.
guys.
I mean, not in Green, not against Green Bay. That definitely wasn't. But I mean, we talked about it going into the game that the Cowboys defense when they played, that stat that I brought up.
Yeah, Mike, they need to get you. Hey, Kelly, you let him get away with this? He bought tickets for the next week. You know what that means. You know what happens when you pre.
No, I didn't buy. I have season tickets. So I didn't buy.
No, I ain't talking about the ticket to the game. You booked flight tickets.
Well, you have to. You have to.
And what happened?
No, I got my refund. I got my refund.
You got a refund.
Yeah, I mean, at least
credit.
At least he didn't go out and get no damn tattoo on him, a Super Bowl tattoo before the season started.
I didn't throw no victory party right? Kelly and I didn't do a Cowboys Cave victory party at some strip joint like a couple of our players did before the game. I mean, we didn't have that already lined up and everything already,
Yeah, the victory. They was gonna have a victory party. Did they still? Do you think they showed up to that party? They better not.
I don't know. They probably did. Did.
2 players on the team.
Hey, shout out to Doomsday. I got a new member joining the page. Man.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, there you go. Throw that up there. Can we throw it? Can you throw? There you go. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. But no, to answer the question, hell no, that wasn't the defense that I had seen all year, man. I tell you what, I was so pissed off after that game. I wanted Jerry Jones I wanted him to fire Quinn right there. I said I wouldn't even let him back in the building.
Are y'all worried about the defense at all?
What's that?
No, I think
this year.
I don't know, Kelly, what do you think? I'll let you go first, and then I can.
No, this year I'm actually not, because one, Zimmer. I like Zimmer. I like Mike Zimmer. I think that as a defensive coordinator, I think he does things a little bit differently. I like the fact that one, he's going to be down on the field with the players, not up in the booth. I think he's going to have traditional linebackers. We're getting back to having linebackers play linebacker. That was a problem last year. We have guys playing out of spot, guys that are naturally DBs playing linebacker. They're just not big enough and not physical enough. They couldn't shed blocks. So, I like it because I think it's going to be. We're going to have the linebacker play is going to be improved for sure, which I think is going to help the run game. I'm still concerned with the interior of the defensive line. I don't like what we have there right now. Honestly, I don't know what the hell the Cowboys are doing. I figured that would have been one of their signings in the offseason. So
who did y'all lose in the middle?
We lost to Washington.
Hankins?
No, well, yeah, Hankins was.
No, we lost. Hankins is our deep tackle, and we lost. That's our only defensive tackle we lost, and we picked up a couple. And then we drafted a guy. Defensive tackle to me on our defense, I think everything is solid in our defense. Secondary solid. I think our linebackers are definitely going to be an upgrade, but defensive tackle is what's going to keep me up at night. It's the same thing I said about running backs last year for the team. I think defensive tackle, if that could be the Achilles heel, unless they, Mozzie steps up in his second year. I mean, that's the frustrating part with Cowboys, the way the organization is. Like Kelly and I said, you got to hit home runs. You got to hit triples. Your guys have got to show up. We need instant, mileage out of hopefully Overshown. All these guys that we drafted last year and this year, they got to step up or our defense is going to be in trouble, especially up the gut.
Yeah. Well, and I don't think anybody's making. So he said Quinn turned that defense around. Blame him. But I mean, who the hell else would I blame for that shit show that got put on in the playoffs? I mean, that was Dan Quinn's defense out there. That was Dan Quinn's defense that gave up 42 points or 41 points. Now take away, it was 48 total. But I mean, Dak had that pick 6. But I mean, that was absolutely Dan Quinn. He had them playing. I mean, It wasn't the defensive scheme that we had seen all year. They were playing out of position. It was terrible. So absolutely, I blame that all on Quinn. I mean,
well,
but
Kelly,
in the end, it was a total shit show across the board, like completely. I mean, I thought that it was a terrible performance. I mean, it was a bad start from Dak. It was a bad start from CeeDee Lamb. It was a bad start for the defense. Like nobody played well in that game. There's not one person I looked at on that team last year that I thought, well, at least this dude showed up, because none of them really showed up. None of them at all. And then, by the time the offense got going and started scoring points, it was already too late because the defense had basically mailed it in and they were gassed and just getting rammed like dog walked up and down the field. So,
yeah. And you gotta, but the thing is I know people, Quinn, if you're a Cowboy fan, you watch all the games. Maybe my Eagle fan here didn't watch all the games, but he could be a closet Cowboy fan and watched all the games. If you saw Dallas play and our offense wasn't rolling off the bat, our defense got shredded and they got bullied and pushed around. Now, do you blame the coordinator for that? However way you want to do it. I blame the players some, but Dan Quinn was a little bit overrated. I'm just going to be honest. If you look at the last couple of years, the Dallas's offense, how many times they put up 40, how much they put up 40, how much did they do that? And Quinn, for the tenure, you give him credit for what he did with the defense, but it was kind of smoke and mirrors a little bit, just being honest. Because in the big games against the good teams, our defense got thrown all over the place. And that's just being honest. Except against Philly, we threw you guys around.
Not the first time. That's why we split. You got the second one though. You always
got to throw a dig in, man.
I'm glad we get to play y'all at home this time, man. Maybe if we beat y'all at home, man, it's up. If we beat y'all in Jerry World, sweet.
Do we play? Where's the first game? The first game's in Philly, right?
Oh,
so we played really late because. When do we play? November? Is it November?
17. Week 17 will be the second one.
Wow.
First one gonna be, I think, in October.
I thought it was later because I was like, damn, we play.
It might be late. I think it's week 11. The first game is week 11, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That gotta be like November.
I saw where somebody said in the chat that the Cowboys only beat scrub teams. Didn't we beat the Eagles last year?
When we were a scrub team, though. When we were a scrub team, we was on the skid at that point.
Did we beat Detroit? Did we not beat Kelly? You and I were there. Does that
y'all cheated? Y'all cheated.
We were there.
Yeah, they had an eligible receiver. Y'all, come on, man.
I watched. Hey, now Smitty, for real. We were at the game. I heard the PA announce who came in eligible. They had two. They tried to do a sneak, and even the coach. I watched it, and if you watch our defense, they didn't even cover the guy, because he wasn't ruled as a receiver. So the play, you never know, would have worked out. Now, they redid it, and then we got a penalty. That man could have kicked an extra point and went to overtime. They were getting some momentum, and he wanted to be cocky again, and it didn't work out. But I'm just telling you, I saw
somebody in the chat say something about Campbell being a little too aggressive at times. Sometimes you got to play smart, not with your heart. Somebody said that, and I agree with that because, man, I mean, that dude had 3 chances at that, and I mean, it kept going for it. I mean, that's, it is what it is. So the Lions, there was it wasn't all scrub team.
The one team in the NFL that can't beat teams over 500, y'all let them get a win. That's crazy.
Who's that?
The Dolphins.
Oh, well, we did.
They hadn't beat a team over 500 in 2 years, and y'all let them get their first win.
And you know what though? That was again one of those things that when we play teams over 500, our defense didn't show up to those games. And I said our defense was ranked number 5 last year. That was a lot of smoke and mirrors though, because of all the turnovers they got and how we kind of ran up. But when we play teams over a 500 record, teams scored an average of 30 points a game on the Cowboys if they were over a 500 record. So that game, Dak went down the field, got us a score, and then Miami turns right around and comes right back down the field. Defense couldn't get a stop, save their life. So that was
my man Twiz. Didn't you guys get the shit beat out of you by Tampa? I mean, didn't you guys get your ass whooped?
But we're supposed to, though. We're supposed to lose.
Oh, you were supposed to lose that game? Come on, dude.
Come on, man. Listen, no AJ.
That game was beat up, man. Bullshit. All those
AJ
guys
didn't play. AJ was Jalen was hurt. Like, come on, man. We was bad. We was in a bad situation.
Yeah, hey, before we get rolling, man, we're having a lot
Y'all
of
was
fun.
supposed to win though.
We were. No, but, hey, we're having a lot of fun. We got almost 600 people in here hanging out. Make sure you guys get on YouTube on both channels, hit that like, hit the subscribe. This is what we do, man. We're gonna have fun, and make sure you spread the word for both channels, man. It's a lot of fun. This is what it's all about, man. We can all talk shit in the chat. We can have some fun on here, but it's just, man, it's the off season. We're bored as hell with no football, so this is definitely a fun way to pass the time. Now I'll leave you. I got to wrap it up soon because your boy's got to get up at 4 a.m. to drive 9 hours. But what I wanted to say was the interesting thing. This is how dynamics can change, how narratives can change. If you look at Jalen Hurts, now don't get all mad, but these are factual things. Jalen Hurts in the playoffs got absolutely annihilated twice by the Buccaneers. He beat Daniel Jones. He beat a running back playing quarterback, and he lost to, Mahomes. You can't hate on that. But he's 2-3 in the playoffs. But because that 1 year he got to play Daniel Jones and obviously the force, running back, and you can't hate on it. You don't, like I said, I never apologize who you got to play in the playoffs, but it's not like my man Jalen Hurts is just lighting it up in the playoffs, right? Okay. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you could use that narrative, right? And then we'll say history repeats itself because both of those playoff games he played hurt too.
Oh, we got if you dress, you're ready to play.
I don't care. I'm just saying, if you want to bring up that Tampa beat me twice, then you could bring up that they beat him hurt both times too. So I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing. It's a bad thing that he was in 2 playoff games. He was injured. Because then you could put the injury clause on top of his head too.
They scored like 7 points in each game. Like they were managed. That's just look. I live in Tampa, so I wanted you guys. As much as I hate Philly, I don't like hearing Tampa Bay running their mouths. And then when they beat you guys, I'm gonna find the
clip. I'm gonna send you the clip so you can play it for all your fans. I told the whole fan base we was gonna get smacked, and I hope we got smacked. You don't deserve to win games like that when you're not playing football, man. You deserve to get what you get.
Yeah.
No,
that's true.
No, absolutely. But no, all kidding aside, man. Everyone, make sure you hit that subscribe, like, and share. I hate that the party is saying we got to do it again. Smitty, this is a lot of fun. Maybe we'll get a little, when the Eagles get going, and maybe we can have like a tag team. A Texas tornado match, and we'll get a commander in here, a giant, so we can, then we can just make fun of him all the time. Then we'll join forces. We just make fun of him. I know a giant, Kelly. Don't you know a giant fan we can make fun of? I sure know.
We do. Sneaky.
Yeah, sneaky. Nice round table. That'll be fun, man.
No, we'll definitely let's connect. You got my number, man. Let's definitely connect and do that. And hey, for the Eagles, you and I, we'll see how the season goes. And if I got those tickets handy, maybe I always like to bring an opposing fan in so I can see him crying in front of me. It always makes me feel better. So I will enjoy it.
I'll bring tissues just for you.
Who we got here, man?
You late. We finna get up out of here. Nah, he just wanted to mix it up with y'all, man. We finna get up out of here, man. We had
definitely. Hey, we've returned the favor. If you ever want us on your channel, man, and do a show, man, we definitely would love to do that as well. So
for sure.
Tell everybody one more time where they can find you, subscribe, and all that kind of good stuff, man. You're doing great things.
You can find me on YouTube, 4133 the podcast. And you can find me on Twitter, SmittyEagle373. All live streams, all videos, man, posted and ready to go, man. Y'all tap in with me. And on Saturdays, if you're looking for some good content, all 32 teams, NCAA, it's four of us, man. We got a nice show to check down. We cover everything. We cover all 32 teams, no bias. Maybe a little bit biased to the Miami Hurricanes, a little
what?
Bit, just a little bit. I'm the only Florida State fan. It's me. We got a see the guys that's on the podcast, they don't even respect Miami, man. They Bama and Georgia fans. They don't even respect me. I don't even get no. It's a Bama, LSU, and a Georgia Bulldog. So the dynamic is fire. And their NFL team is Patriots, Saints,
God.
Giants, Eagles. So,
Well, we
It's
got
fun, so tap in
Kelly
with
and
me,
I
man.
have a mutual Alabama. He played for Alabama. He ripped Miami's heart out when he did that strip, George Teague, but he was also the defender of the star. So he's been, he makes fun of my Canes, but I'm telling you guys this, Miami Hurricanes, man, look at what the thing that they do, man. We got Luke back in the house. We got, the Two Live crew. They're both, they passed on, rest in peace, but Luke's still there. We got the money coming in. The NIL is the best thing to happen to Miami because we got a lot of, we got a lot of money out there. No one knows where it came from. We don't ask no questions. So we've been cleaning up with the transfer portal. So Miami's gonna be back, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. There you go.
And Kelly,
Mark.
wrapping up. We got one more super chat. Our man Mark.
We appreciate that, man. It's our boy from Hawaii there. Aloha. I think the only position we improved was linebacker. Center would be better in that time. What do you think? Eagles got much better at DB, which was their weakness. I know I can't really speak for as far as the Eagles side of it, but I know for
You're right.
I do think we have the possibility to get better at linebacker. We still got to see what Sean can do because I keep saying that everybody's got high expectations for him. He still has yet to play in an NFL game though, so he's coming off an injury. But I do think if he lives up to his potential, I think we do have some good linebackers there. But I do see Philly. You guys did got a couple of rookies. I do know that DB is a pretty hard position to play though for anybody coming into the league. So I don't know how much of an impact they'll make.
You paying attention to the rookies though. You paying attention to the rookies.
Yeah,
I wanted both of the rookies might not even be starters.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. So yeah,
Isaiah Rodgers might be on the other side. James Bradbury threw. He threw.
Yeah,
we got Isaiah Rodgers. We brought in Tyler Hall from the Raiders. Like we got some guys in that room and we ain't got to put the rookies in
that team that got lit up all year. What do you think?
Well, I do know one thing. I do know that I will say that is if it's a rookie DB out there when the Cowboys take on the Eagles, I know where that ball's going. I know where that ball's going.
As long as if it ain't Cooper DeJean, he locked up if it's the other rookie, man. If it's Quinyon Mitchell, man, he putting paws on CD, man.
No.
I've seen so many cornerbacks, of these cornerbacks. If you want to talk about the biggest position of bust in the first round, it's cornerback to me. And I don't have the stats to prove it. I'm just going off my mind. But I have seen so many cornerbacks that were supposed to be all world, and we lived with one for a while that we traded up for. It's an adjustment for some of those guys, and it's such a mental position. Some of them can't handle, because you're going to get beat as good as you are. I mean, Deion Sanders, I watched Marvin Harrison, hit him up and take him deep and left him in the dust. I mean, it happens to the greatest of all time. It's going to happen. And how do those guys mentally come back from it? I think that position is just so hard to transfer sometimes for those guys. Yeah. It's hard to recover, especially because you do start out with some lumps, but it'll be interesting. You guys, I give the Eagles credit, man. You're off season. You guys addressed a lot of things, and definitely you guys got it. Don't forget Ringo.
I forgot about Ringo. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right.
Shout out to Stu for the $2 super chat.
Yes, awesome. Awesome with the super chats. Your boys got to get the bed. I got to drive for 9 hours, but we appreciate it. Kelly, obviously, man, always having fun on a Thursday. Smitty, I'm so glad that we got to hook up, man. It's always good to do it. So we will see you guys. Have a great weekend. We are on vacation. I don't know if Kelly's going to do a show, but your boy's on vacation. Kelly, you going to do a show or are you?
Yeah, I think I'll pop on Tuesday. I got a busy week next week, but Tuesday I think I'm free, so I'll pop on.
All right, so that's another reason why you want to hit that alert bell on both channels, because you never know when one of us is going to be showing up. So make sure before you leave. There's 580 people in here. We should be seeing 580 likes on both channels. Just step over there and do your boys a favor. We'd appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Safe forth. And until next time, take care.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.